Hello, collective. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to get into another reading for you guys to see what you need to know in general when it comes to your life, your situations, whatever it may be, okay? Thank you guys for being here. I hope you're all doing well, as always. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Let's get into it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I feel... I'm not sure whose energy this is, but we're gonna get into it. I'll tell you later if what I'm feeling right now comes out in the message, and then we'll bring it all together. But if you guys want to book a personal reading, be sure to click the link in the description box below. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonates. We want to keep the flow of energy going, so be sure to do something to contribute here. If you are gaining something from the message or you're sticking around for the message, because we don't want to have any blocked energy, okay, you guys? If you want to see individual zodiac sign readings, I have put those out. And yeah, let's just see. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration. Father, Mother, God, for the collective, what is the message that the collective needs to know at this time? Okay, so immediately we have the mastermind. You were born with an evolved mind, at last unraveling the layers of complexity meant to lead you to your soul purpose. So you guys definitely are very intelligent people. You could be someone who is like really smart for your age. Like, this could be life experiences, but I feel like maybe when you were little, people used to tell you were smart. You could have possibly skipped a grade. You may be someone who just kind of catches on to things really quickly, or you can see past the surface level to find the deeper meaning of whatever's going on in your situation. I feel like you may have been a little confused about what you were meant to be doing in life or where you were meant to be going, because it says, at last unraveling the layers of complexity meant to lead you to your soul's purpose. So your path wasn't the average path. Your path wasn't an easy path. It was a path that was kind of winding. It wasn't straightforward. So a lot of the things that you went through probably were things where you were like, why is this happening to me? Or why do I have to be the one to go through this? Why do I have to be the one to do this? Why does it have to be me? And I feel like all of those different occurrences that have happened individually tie together to show you what you're meant to be doing. Now, the optimist is at the bottom. It says, a breakthrough is imminent because of your optimism and perseverance that keeps lighting a clear path. So you guys feel optimistic about the future, or the more optimistic you are, Spirit is basically saying that that's what's going to help you get to the meat and potatoes of what's supposed to be going on. Please back up. Okay. The pessimist. Oh, wow. Look at that. It says setbacks or obstacles in life are not failures unless you quit. Don't allow negative thoughts to cripple you. You know, that's opposite, right? One is the optimist, one is the pessimist. And I feel like as you continue to move through life, I feel like Spirit wants me to tell you guys to understand not everything that you go through is always a definition of who you are. Not everything that you experience does not define you as an individual, or it doesn't necessarily define you as a person, or determine whether or not what you're doing is working, what you're doing is not working. It's like some things are outside of you. And I feel like your spirit team really wants you guys to know that just because things have been difficult, or just because you may have been kind of frustrated, with certain situations in your life doesn't mean that you failed, or it doesn't mean that you've necessarily not been able to do what you set out to do. Or it's, it's like everybody thinks about, well, what am I here for? Why am I here? Like, what's the point of my life? That's a question that, I mean, if you're not asking that question and you already know, then this reading might not be for you. But a lot of people question like what they're meant to do in life when we're, young, depending on our life experience. We always wonder, like, what are we going to be when we grow up? What are we going to end up doing with our lives? What's the point of our lives? And then as you become a teenager, then you're like, well, what am I going to do once I hit 18, when I'm grown? It's always this question of like where you're meant to be, what you're meant to be doing, and whether or not you're doing the right thing. Now, a lot of you guys, I feel, have been very optimistic, and no matter what you've been through, because we all face challenges, you've kind of like kept your head up in situations that may not have been the easiest to stay positive in. And I feel like in those moments where you're working towards optimism, you feel good about what you're meant to be doing, or you feel good about what you're doing in the moment. And it's like you kind of figure it out and see it clearly, but it doesn't necessarily change how hard something was or how difficult it was to get to that point, or what you even may still have to face in the future, because this is what your life kind of is about. I know I went the long way of saying that, but I feel like your spirit team doesn't want you to be negative or pessimistic about your role on this planet, because we all have a role. They want you to try your best, because it kind of feels like at first you may have been a little bit confused about what you were meant to be doing, but now you're kind of becoming more clear about what you're meant to be doing, and that clarity is positive. It's like, yes, this is where I feel I'm supposed to be. This is where I feel I'm supposed to shine. This is what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. But it's like there's an aspect to whatever that is that you guys could be feeling a little bit frustrated with. That's kind of what it feels like to me. It's like, yeah, I'm meant to be, an artist, but you still have that aspect of being an artist that's very challenging, and it's difficult for people to take you seriously, to really give you credit for your work. Like, all of these other types of things go along with what you're meant to be doing, and it makes it difficult even though you're clear about where you're meant to be. That's what I feel. If you're not feeling that way, please don't add this to your life. Use your intuition. Go with what you know. Even if you respect what I say and you can maybe even relate to what I say, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is your reading or this is your particular story, okay? So what is this about for the collective spirit? Okay, so two cards kind of came out. The 7 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. You could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag. You could also have fire in your chart. You may be dealing with a fire sign, possibly a Leo or Sagittarius. Maybe an Aries. You never know. But this is about action. The 7 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. I feel like with this 7 of Wands energy, you faced a lot of adversity. Like, when it comes to the things that you want to accomplish in life, what you're working towards, the goals that you want to achieve, like on this castle that's in the background, you faced a lot of adversity. And it's been really difficult, I feel, for a lot of you guys to actually like reach the finish line of a situation. I feel like even though something is hard, you haven't given up. You're very determined to muster this strength within yourself to succeed and to see something through until the end. I feel like you guys are really fighting hard against giving up on something, especially something creative or passionate, or something like, it kind of feels like you have a goal that you want to reach, but as you get closer and closer to reaching that goal, and as you kind of see in the future where you're going to end up, it becomes harder and harder. It's kind of like an uphill battle type of thing. It feels like, for example, if you're aiming to reach a certain weight with working out, that's the best example. It's like if you want to lose weight and you want to be a certain weight, you set your goals to be that weight, and then you take the action that you need to take to get to that weight, whether it's gaining or losing weight. And it's like, as you get closer and closer, you may be like 10 or 15 pounds away from your goal weight. And then like Thanksgiving comes around and you want to eat, and it's like, then you get lazy, and then you kind of get off your schedule, your routine. It feels like a situation like that. It also feels like some of you guys could be facing adversity at work, like in your career, because there could be like a group of people, or as the Seven of Wands, I always see it as like a small majority of people that don't want you to be in a position. I don't know if you've already obtained a particular position at work or in your career, and people are just coming for you because they're competitive and they want to challenge like your place. Or if this is like a goal that you want to reach in your career or your business, your professional life, and people don't want you to reach that goal. So it's kind of like blocking you from going through the door kind of energy. That's what it feels like to me. But the Ten of Cups is at the bottom, and then we have the King of Pentacles. So this could be a family situation for some of you guys. 2 tens. Scorpio could be significant. Also Sagittarius. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with the King of Pentacles. This could be a father figure for some of you guys. This could be a masculine that you have children with. This could be you as a masculine. And family matters are coming up. You also have the Ace of Wands underneath the Ten of Cups. So there's something here that you know will make you happy. Whatever this goal is that you're striving to reach, you're like, once I get this, I'll be good. I'll be happy. Once I get to this point, whatever this image is in your mind, you're like, that's what's going to make me happy. But it's hard. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work to get there. And it's like you have to kind of do it by yourself. 9 of Pentacles is underneath the Ace of Wands, which is underneath the 10 of Cups. So I feel like you've been very motivated. You guys could be single. You could definitely be, I don't want to say isolating yourself, but there's kind of this vibe of you staying to yourself, being more independent, being more I want to say maybe isolated, being independent of other people, like having your own opinion, doing your own thing, going where you want to go, not really following a group or a crowd. This could even be professionally when it comes to like the way that you do things, the way that you do your job. You don't complete your work the way that other people the way that other people do. It's like you have this flow that you follow that works for you, and it may not necessarily work for other people. So that's why they could be kind of like challenging whatever your flow or your process is. But that's what it is. It's like you follow your own rule book, you follow your own strategy, you have your own process of how you do things, and that's just what it is. I'm not sure exactly who this King of Pentacles is. Let's see. What is this 10 of Wands and this 7 of Wands? What's the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Wands? The World. Yeah, so this is definitely the ending of a cycle. Fixed energy, which is Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. I said Leo and I said Scorpio. So also we're adding Aquarius and Taurus. We had Sagittarius as well, and possibly Virgo. This could be your sign or anybody else's sign. But it kind of feels like understanding all the different aspects of what goes into like reaching a goal, or what goes into doing some type of work to reach a destination or to reach a solution, right? If you're preparing to go on a road trip, not only do you have to pack your stuff, but you have to make sure the car has what you need. You have to make sure, you don't need an oil change or tire rotation or alignment. You got to get your car ready. You got to get yourself ready. You have to make sure you have enough money to travel, and you have to make sure you have somewhere to stay when you get there. So it's like all these different aspects of a situation had to be in line in order for something to come to fruition. That's what it feels like to me. This is a major ending of a cycle. And I feel like it's kind of because something had to end, it's forcing you in a way to move forward because you can't go back. That's what it feels like to me. The moon as well came out with the world and the lovers. Wow. So what is this? There could definitely be some secrets that have been hidden. I feel like this energy. So this is what I was feeling when I first turned on the video. It feels like this energy of procrastination. Like, it kind of feels like you want to go, you want to do something, you want to move forward, but there's like this little thing over here that's distracting you, or this little thing over here that could be getting in the way of you actually moving forward. Okay. There could be someone here who you've ended a situation with that is wanting to kind of like not let the situation come to an end. With the lovers, the moon, and the world, we already talked about Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, but the lovers could be Gemini, moon could be Cancer, maybe Pisces. Then we have the Ten of Swords. It's like, there's definitely finalization to a situation that I feel Spirit is attempting to allow. It's like your Spirit team wants something to be finalized. It's time for something to end. They want something to be over in your life. But there's this like apprehension to that. It's like either you don't want it to end or you're not ready because you feel unprepared. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, so you could feel unprepared for like the next chapter, which could be kind of like nerve-wracking. This could be an ending that's kind of like unexpected and inconvenient. So I don't know if this is like a job or if this is a relationship, but either you or the person who you're dealing with did not expect for something to come to an end, and they're kind of not ready for that. And I feel like they're kind of feeling caught off guard. There could definitely be a secret here, especially with the Ten of Swords behind this. Yes, now we have another 10. This could have been a marriage. This could have been some type of contract at a job. Okay, with the Hierophant, the Ten of Swords, and the Moon card, it kind of feels like something was consistent, and then all of a sudden, like abruptly, it stopped being consistent. And there was this fear of the unknown, or like if you got fired, if you got laid off, or if there was like consistent communication between you and another person, all of a sudden it cut off or it ended, and it's like, okay, well, how am I going to pay my bills now? Right? Like, what am I going to do to bring that stability and security back into my life? Can I be secure and stable if I leave this relationship? Can I be secure and stable if I get this divorce? Will I be all right if I, quit this job and decide to focus on my business? It kind of feels like that. Sorry. Can't help it that my neighbor's car is raggedy. Every time they start that bitch. That's what it sounds like. Y'all be sure to like the video. Like and subscribe, okay? And I know some people like to see the cards, but it is what it is, all right? There could also be someone who you trusted, or someone who appeared to be trustworthy that then kind of betrayed you or stabbed you in the back. But if y'all see that owl right there, they're not getting away with this scot-free. It's like somebody saw what happened. Okay? Somebody saw what happened. I feel like something that someone did it's hidden, but it could be coming to the surface, and that's why somebody could be against you moving on. Let me see. So what is this? It's like you made a choice to be happy with the lovers going into the Ten of Cups, And then like going into the Ten of Wands, it feels like you made a choice to be happy, or you made a choice to cut something off or end something. And there was somebody maybe who was benefiting from you being in a cycle. And when you chose to end that cycle, it kind of created a burden for you, because whoever was benefiting from you repeatedly doing the same thing over and over again can no longer benefit. Because if you're choosing a new path, or if you're going in a new direction, they're not able to harness your energy, or kind of like whatever it is that they were doing, where you were very consistent. You could have been consistently giving someone attention. You could have been consistently like going above and beyond. I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it's like there's some type of burden. I feel that you guys no longer want to continue with the Hangman. Yeah, because you guys could have realized that something was a burden. You could be setting a boundary with somebody as well. It just feels like you want to move into a situation where things are less stressful, where you're less bogged down, where you feel less weighed down. I feel like that could be what the breakthrough is right now that you're having. Like being very optimistic and understanding that your life can be easier. It can be less stressful. You don't have to be as weighed down by other people's, situations. So what is the Ten of Wands? The Star, Aquarius energy. The Knight of Wands and the shadow side, which is the Devil. So it's like you're doing things to heal yourself. You're doing things to heal the shadows, the things that make you fearful, the things that make you anxious, the things that keep you held back, the toxic things that you do, bad habits, whatever it is. It's like you're taking action to heal those things. I feel like you're just focusing on yourself, pouring into yourself, working on yourself. And it's like somebody's coming towards you, but it feels like they want to become attached to you in some way with this shadow side, or they're going to trigger the things that you're kind of healing yourself from. What else is the Star? The Eight of Cups. See how the Eight of Cups is going towards this Star? Now, why would this be clarifying the Ten of Wands? Because it kind of feels like somebody is burdened by this. I mean, it could be a lot of work, but it's like you're healing and detaching from things that no longer serve you, or just not feeling these like emotions that come from people who stressed you out, like trying to cleanse that. Okay, Six of Wands and the Hierophant again. Yeah. Like somebody who just... Six of Wands and a Hierophant. It's like somebody's trying to get your attention as you walk away. That's what it feels like. A person who's trying to get your attention as you walk away. You see what I'm saying? And it's like the Hierophant goes into the Knight of Wands, and it's just like... That's Seven Wands, and it's like... some of you could have even walked away from some type of good like job or a good position because it was stressful, or they were doing bad things. Like you could have been making money, but you chose to leave the opportunity because either you felt like it was draining you, or you felt like you did not align morally or ethically with whatever was going on at the particular place of employment. With the Hierophant that keeps coming out, it's like it's either a marriage or a commitment, some type of like commitment that you have to a person, or a contract that you have, or it could be like an organization or like a community, like group or something like that. I don't know. It kind of feels like there could be an organization that you didn't align with, or a particular like group that you didn't align with, and now I don't know. Even if you weren't successful or making a lot of money or whatever the situation is, it's like you just did not want to deal with the stress of a situation. It wasn't serving you in a way where I feel like you felt comfortable continuing to like pour your energy into it. I feel like you wanted to walk away and pour your energy into something else, or you were maybe only doing something temporarily, like a temp job or something like that. What's the world? The Hangman, it came out. Yeah, something caused you to see the situation from a different perspective. It could have been that Ten of Swords with the Hierophant that came out with the World card. It was like, it was the Moon, the World, and the Lovers. But the Hierophant and the Ten of Swords was behind the Moon. So it feels like whatever was hidden was some type of betrayal, where you felt like maybe somebody pulled the rug out from under you, or they kept you in the dark about situations. They stabbed you in the back. Maybe they lied to you about things several times. It just felt like there were repeated situations, like where somebody was consistently putting you at a detriment, and it would take its toll on your mental health and your spiritual health, and ultimately your physical and emotional health as well. So by being stuck trying to figure out what the right decision was possibly to make, or, you know, spirit kind of forcing you to look at the situation from a different perspective, it's like then you were able to see what was actually going on. The Ten of Pentacles, another 10, and the King of Pentacles. Okay. So somebody really just does not want you to walk away from them. What's the Seven of Wands? Oh, the Hermit reverse. And I was saying Virgo. Now y'all can see my face. This is crazy because this could either be information coming out, you not having all the information, you not knowing who's coming against you. It kind of feels like there's this forceful, like physically, you may feel forced to do something, or it's like psychically, there's this forceful energy that you don't exactly know like where it's coming from. Information that you don't have, details that you can't see. This could be somebody also coming out of some type of hiding or hermit mode. Chariot and the Five of Swords. Yeah, like somebody trying to move quickly. Somebody's trying to move quickly to like catch you off guard with this Five of Swords, with this information. Yeah, Two of Swords. You don't see somebody coming towards you really, really fast. Either with information that they need to give you that you didn't know, or in an effort to get information from you. But I feel like it's kind of something that's caught off guard. What's the Hermit reverse? The Four of Cups. So if you're just kind of like doing your own thing, you're single, you don't have any like romantic situations going on, your life is pretty like basic, not in a negative way, but like that's good. You don't have drama. It feels like there's somebody who could be approaching you like pretty quickly out of nowhere, kind of not necessarily aggressively, but kind of like abruptly, like somebody popping in, somebody popping up, somebody kind of like coming towards you, and they're moving pretty quickly. I'm not sure why, but it feels like there's someone here who's been rejected and they want to tell you they've been rejected and it's unexpected, or maybe this is somebody rejecting you. But what it feels like overall, whether you reject someone or they reject you or whatever the situation is, it feels like overall somebody is trying to make you feel, because you wanted to walk away from them or because you wanted something to end, it's like they're trying to make you feel rejected other places. So like you could have an old boss who's giving like bad recommendations if you apply for another job. Like they could be trying to tarnish your work history or your reputation so that it's hard for you to find another job because they're bitter about like you leaving. This could also be an ex or somebody who feels scorned by you. But it kind of feels like you were putting up with something for a long time and dealing with something for a long time. And then it's like all of a sudden you finally said no. And maybe you spoke about this too. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. See? See, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody rushing around trying to... It's kind of like somebody trying to get the story out there to other people from their point of view before you're able to get the story out there from your own point of view. Well, I can't say who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth. All I can say is that there's a person here who's trying to beat you to the punch when it comes to like getting in your way moving forward. It's like they want to beat you to the punch. There goes that Knight of Wands again. This could be somebody younger than you or just immature, very reckless with their actions. This could even be somebody holding a grudge. This could even be news that you're hearing about somebody else. You could be waiting for news to come in. But it kind of feels like, It just kind of feels like somebody doesn't want you to be able to move forward. So it's like they're trying to either deny what it is that you're saying or say something about you that tarnishes your reputation. Okay, so what's the point? What's the point of this coming out for the collective? The Six of Wands. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Six of Wands, bitch. Nine of Cups. And the Page of Swords. So... this could also be somebody who's coming to you because now they're seeing you in a different light. Or they're seeing you from a different perspective. There could have been a person who tried to tarnish your reputation, make you look bad. It could have caused you to be rejected by a bunch of people, rejected by jobs, pushed to the wayside, made to feel, I don't know, child, made to feel some type of way. This reading is coming out because you're getting some type of wish fulfillment, a victory, some type of success. And there's a person here who is going to find out about it. You see what I'm saying? There's somebody here who is going to discover that you're getting something that you want, that your dreams are being fulfilled, your wishes are being answered, your prayers are being answered, or you are getting some type of attention and they're witnessing it. Or they're trying to figure out what you're going to do with some type of money that you received. It's like this could even be a person who's counting your pockets, trying to figure out if you're wealthy, figure out what you got going on. Because it kind of feels like, oh, collective is receiving this Six of Pentacles, whatever this you may want to keep whatever you got going on the low, because it really just kind of looks like somebody is in your wallet. Because it's like first you receive the Six of Pentacles, then the Nine of Cups is at the bottom, and then the Six of Wands is what came out as to why this reading is even coming up in the first place. So for me, it's like, okay, what did you receive? What is that Six of Pentacles that you received? What is it that has come into your life? Or what have you paid off? Like maybe you paid off your house and now you don't have any more mortgage to pay. You only have to pay property taxes every year or whatever it is. And you got a little bit of extra money coming in, right? Maybe it's a situation where you paid off your car. Now you don't have to pay a car note. You got a little extra money coming in. Maybe you got a raise or a bonus at work. Maybe it's a situation where you have a business and you have more traction or traffic for your products or for your services. But whatever, it's like somebody is seeing this upgrade. That's what it kind of feels like to me. It's like there's this upgrade. This could even be you possibly reaching your goal when it comes to like the weight loss example that I gave earlier, reaching your weight loss goals, reaching your weight gain goals, reaching your like sculpting your physical, like sculpting your body, calisthenics, weightlifting, whatever it is that you had as far as something that you wanted to accomplish. It's like you're overcoming the obstacle, or you're overcoming whatever those kind of walls were that you had to break through. Because whoever this was, I feel like whoever this was, the truth is that they manipulated you into being scared of whatever this was. See what I'm saying? Look, all of this is at the back because you walked away from this person. The Empress, the Six of Swords, you rejected their offer. Knight of Cups, Empress, Six of Swords. You rejected some type of offer. You moved in a different direction for your own sanity and your own motherfucking peace, because that's what that looks like. And then the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords come in. So that's a situation where it's like, this is the new beginning. It's already taken place. And that's why I'm like, I'm looking at these cards and I'm like, okay, but why, like, why is there so much confusion and back and forth? And I feel like it's because this goal is what you were focusing on and you were making the sacrifices that you need to make. There is a sacrifice that's coming to an end, or this energy of sacrifice that's coming to an end where you're no longer going to have to sacrifice, because the Hangman is here clarifying the World card, which means the sacrifice is over with. You've already done the work. You've already put in the effort. You've already been consistent. But you knew you were going to have to move forward in a way that was more cautious and mindful. Like if, for example, you quit a job that was disrupting your peace of mind, you knew that you may find another job, or you may have to take a pay cut at a different job, but you would have your sanity. You would have your peace of mind. Maybe you left a relationship, got a divorce, moved out, kicked out a roommate, broke up with somebody, stopped talking to somebody. You knew that there was going to have to be some type of like caveat that came with you making a decision to move away that would resemble a sacrifice, but that you knew was worth it because you would have some type of peace, calm, relaxation, a lack of stress, a lack of drama on the other side of that journey. So you made the choice to make the sacrifice and do what you felt like was truthful, right? You decided to do what you felt like would lead you to a victory. And it is that your judgment was correct, which is where somebody manipulated the situation to make you be afraid to do that, because they were afraid that you were actually going to receive this peace of mind. Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands. This is somebody probably from your past, somebody who you might have children with. This could be child support or alimony or something in regards to financial compensation due to family situations, possibly children. They knew, they were afraid that you were going to receive like whatever this is. This was their fear. That's why they manipulated the situation, was because they needed this manipulation to be in the way of you being able to see clearly what you could achieve. That's what it feels like. Why is it coming up now? Because you've achieved whatever that is. 9 of Cups is at the bottom after the 6 of Pentacles. So you got what you wanted. This basically came into play to where you did achieve it regardless of what this person wanted. This could even be somebody, we saw the 4 of Pentacles with the 4 of Cups. It's like they're holding on to something and they're disappointed because they can't hold on to it anymore. But you finally are receiving that. And then you have this 6 of Wands. And that's why the whole reading is coming out. Because this person is now on the back end, or, you know, on the front, I don't know, on the front end watching. Yeah, it's like they weren't able to make you sad. What's the 6 of Wands? The bitch. The bitch wasn't able to make you sad. The Wheel of Fortune. Why is this coming out? Because the shift is in your favor. Get in there. Get in there. The shift is in your favor. Whatever's changing, whatever's shifting, whatever's being moved around, it's moving towards you. Why is this coming out? That's why. Because there's a change in the wind. There's a change in the energy. There's a shift in how things are playing out. And this person is watching that. King of Wands. And the 6 of Cups. So, I don't know. This could be a Sagittarius with the King of Wands. And the Temperance is right behind it. But whoever this person is, they want to change the past. So this is somebody coming in wanting to change the past. What is the advice for the collective? Child. The 4 of Swords. Don't say anything. Be silent and observant. Don't say anything. Keep your peace. Whatever keeps your peace. Because what I was kind of getting in the beginning, like I said earlier, it feels like procrastination or like this distracted energy. Like I felt distracted. I felt like it was difficult for me to even start this reading. It feels like there's a need for you to keep your peace, continue to do your spiritual practices, continue to do whatever brings you peace. You know, exercising, working out could bring you peace, make you be more clear-headed. Getting more rest at night, going to bed early, not being up late at night, talking to somebody on the phone, that could bring you more peace. You just being silent, even if you do still have a job, even if you do still work wherever you work, this could be a situation where you're like, hey, I'm just going to go to work, do my job and go home. I'm not fraternizing with nobody. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not socializing with people. It could be about rest. It could be about prayer and sleep. It could also be about just staying silent. That's your advice. 4 of Swords. Wow. And at the back, at the bottom and the back is the 2 main culprits of the been popping up in this whole reading, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So if somebody asks you questions or they come towards you inquiring about like how you're doing, I feel like this person did something, whether they knew it or not, whether it was intentional or not, whether they meant to do this or not, they did something that hurt you in the past consistently. Like they did whatever they did more than once. They did it enough to where even if you don't remember what exactly they did or what exactly the conversation entailed or what the details were of what they did, you have a blanket understanding spiritually and intuitively that this person hurt you, or they did something that hurt you, or you're getting this cautionary like reaction when they're around you. And they're coming in, asking questions, inquiring about where you've been, what you've been up to, and you're just kind of sitting here with the stoic face like, yeah, you're telling the truth. You know the truth, you have the truth, but you're like not really saying it, or you're keeping it to yourself, or like you're not, I feel, responding to this person, because I don't know exactly what their intentions were for whatever they did, but whatever they did hurt you, like I said, and you can feel that, you can remember that psychically. And even if you forgot the details, the whatever the situation was that went down has still, when they come up and you figure out who they are, you find out that they're asking about you or they reach out to you, it's like that reaction is there because you can intrinsically feel in your spirit what they did to your spirit. And I feel that there's this energy because when I was looking at the Six of Wands and the Page of Swords, along with the Wheel of Fortune and all that, the Five of Cups and the Three of Cups was together, except for it was the opposite. Now it's coming out first with the Three of Cups, then with the Five of Cups. But before, it came out with the Five of Cups and then the Three of Cups, which gives me the inclination that this person is looking into you, or they're watching you, or they're looking you up on social media or whatever it is. Maybe even they're reaching out to you because something disappointing happened in their life. But to me, it felt like they thought it was going to be the other way around, because then you have this. It's like there was something that you blocked when it comes to this person affecting your life in a negative way. And it kind of bounced off of you. And I'm not saying it's their karma. I don't think it has anything to do with you. I think it's the way this person was moving and how their energy was affecting other people. And you were one of those people who got affected negatively by their energy. But when in the past, possibly other people were encountering this person, they got a different reaction versus the reaction that they got with you, because whatever effect that they just generally had on people at the time did not like penetrate whatever protective barrier that you have, because the Seven of Wands is also protection. So it feels to me like, because they weren't able to kind of like penetrate that barrier, or maybe they weren't able to, be intimate with you, or they weren't able to kind of get to you and trigger you, or whatever was going on. It's like now they're looking at you kind of silent, at a state of rest, and they're coming towards you because they want to inquire about like kind of what's going on. I feel like somebody wants to know what's going on in your life, or they want to figure out what's going on in your life to either prove or disprove whether or not they're the person in this Five of Cups energy or you are. That's what it feels like to me, because I feel like they thought that you would be in the Five of Cups energy, but you actually ended up in the Three of Cups. But they don't necessarily know that. They just know that they haven't heard from you. And I feel like your spirit team is kind of guiding you to kind of stay silent, or just to not really engage as much, to protect your own peace, because it feels like the only reason why this person is coming towards you, especially like this with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. You get what I'm saying? It's like the only reason why they're coming towards you is to inquire as to whether or not you were the one who took the L or they were. And I feel like ultimately they were, because I feel like you guys saw something coming, or you kind of avoided a negative situation with this person that could have gotten worse, and chose to move forward towards like something more peaceful. Maybe you had an option between two different people, and you chose the one who was more stable, who was more solid, who was less filled with drama. And this person, maybe they thought they had options. I don't know what the situation is, but it kind of feels like somebody who's coming towards you because they thought you were going to be the one who took the L, but they're actually the one who took the L. And maybe by reaching out to you, that's going to be like what spirit wants for them to see, is that no, collective didn't take the L. You're the one who took the L because you didn't see the value. We saw the Empress because you didn't see the value of the collective. What's the Four of Swords? Yeah. I told you. Six of Swords, Four of Swords, that's 10 swords. So Spirit is telling you, you are moving towards a more peaceful existence, healing from whatever this person did, healing from it. It doesn't even have to be this person. It could literally be you ending cycles of toxicity in your life and healing in general. And then this person is a person who's just coming in. Maybe they didn't do the big thing to you that you're healing from, but they did something substantial enough to add to the healing that you needed to do. And they're just coming in being nosy. Knight of Cups. They're making an offer And I feel like you're turning it down because I feel like you're motivated towards something else. Knight of Cups, Six of Swords, Ace of Wands. Let me show it to you this way because I know the camera is backwards. At least when I hold it up, it looks backwards. So it's like they're coming in like this. You got your back turned again, because remember when the Eight of Cups came out, the Six of Wands was behind the Eight of Cups, kind of like chasing it again like this. So somebody's chasing you, but you're motivated towards this goal. You see what I'm saying? You're focused on forward. If you were to look at them, you would be looking behind you. Close the door on that bitch. Just like that car closed the door. Close the door on that bitch. And they're going to feel betrayed. But they're juggling. Look, because behind this Knight of Cups is the Two of Pentacles. So they still haven't finalized another situation. What that is, I don't know. And I don't think y'all care. I don't care. You're working towards a goal. And this is about your career. This is about your work, your job. And that's what you're focused on. You're not focused on whoever this person is or whatever they have to say, or I don't even, child. I don't even know that it matters. Because I don't think it does. I don't think it does. So that's what I was feeling with the optimism and the pessimism. It's like spirit. I feel like your spirit team does not want you to get distracted. They don't want you to lose hope. They don't want you to get down on yourself, because sometimes when people come back from the past, even if we've done the healing and, you know, even if you've worked really hard to become a better version of yourself, you may sometimes, without knowing it, revert back into the version of yourself that you were at the time that you knew that person. Kind of like when you see people become very childlike and stoic and reserved, and they kind of implode in on themselves when they get around their parents. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a person who you know very well, but you have never seen them around their family or their parents, and they come from a family or parents that are toxic, that bring up like the version of themselves that they were before they elevated, and then you see them get around those people and they kind of turn back into that person. It's happened to me, and I've seen it happen to other people. So it kind of feels like that's the message. It kind of feels like spirit wants you to know not to allow yourself to revert back to a version of yourself that you've already outgrown and moved forward from, just because somebody shows up trying to figure out whether or not you have something going for you in your life. Because I feel like there is something either happening now or something that's on the horizon, because we have the Ace of Wands. We saw the Ace of Swords earlier with the Ace of Wands. I feel like there's an opportunity for you that's really positive, and it could be in career, it could be in romance, it could be in any aspect of your life, but it feels more like it's going to be something financially fulfilling, because you put in some type of creativity or passion into some type of creative project. It feels like you put in the work towards something physically that then you'll get the reward of monetarily in the future. And they don't want, it's like with this card, it says setbacks and obstacles in life are not failures unless you quit. Don't allow negative thoughts to cripple you. Yeah, it's like kind of like this person is going to come in and get you in this headspace of kind of like being negative, because there may be like reminiscing about the past, or they may want to bring you back to remember when we did this, or remember when I was this, or remember when you were this, or whatever. And it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it's like, again, even if people are unaware of the spiritual aspects of things and what they do, even if people are unaware that they're triggering you, or even if they're unaware that they're being clingy towards you or codependent towards you, or even if they're unaware that the connection is toxic, you're aware. You know what is going to be a trigger for you. You know, if you're a recovering addict, that you can't, like, you're an alcoholic you're a recovering alcoholic, and you are kicking the addiction. You know you can't just be around people who drinking all the time. It's going to be a constant trigger in any situation like that. So the same thing is true for people in relationships, and in a more abstract sense, if you're about to be in a place that is elevated from where you were before, you can't go around the people who you were around when you were in that more low vibrational place, or when you weren't as healed. Because if they haven't done the work, then they're going to just bring you down. What else? Anything else for the collective that they need to know? Ooh, salty in reverse. Salty. It came out in reverse though. On top of the pessimist card. Somebody could have just made you sad, like in general. But it says bitter, angry, or petty. But it came out in reverse. At the bottom we have soulmate, twin flame, friendship, romantic partner. Listen, you got to use your intuition. Vacay says get away, relax, have fun. This could also be somebody who's juggling you. They could have some type of issues going on with another person, and they feel like the other person is angry at them, but you're not, or you won't be angry at them, or something like that. Somebody's stressed out. They need a vacation. What else? Can I get one more card for the collective? Love affair in reverse. Dirty little secret. You can read the card and down low. So they're not like down low in the closet. It just kind of feels like this person may feel like you'll be happy to be around them. I don't know what this is. We have family, blood ties, inner circle, lust, greed, by any means, inconsiderate. Right. So these are the two cards at the bottom of the back with love affair. It just feels like somebody... Oh, listen, move forward, move on in silence. If you have to just leave and not say anything, I feel like Spirit is saying like, it's okay. But whoever this is, they have a goal in mind. And I feel like their goal is to find out what's been going on with you, or to get more information that they didn't know. What's this love affair and salty in reverse? The 9 of Pentacles reversed. 3 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So definitely a third party situation. It's not just one person, it's a group. Somebody is not single. They're working together with other people. Or they can't do something on their own. They have to do it with other people because that's the only way. Maybe they don't have the resources, the money, the talent, the gifts, the skills, the abilities to do something on their own. So they have to do it with other people. And that's the truth somehow. Or maybe somebody wants to work with you or work together with you, or have you like become a part of a group that they're involved in. Maybe be on a team somehow. But with all of these cards coming up in reverse, that's not a coincidence. This could be a person who wants to like have a relationship with you. Maybe they had you like on the back burner or as a part of a third party connection, and now they want to cut one person out. Because salty love affair and the 9 of Pentacles upright kind of gives the vibe of a single person, specifically a single feminine, who may have been bitter because they were like a side piece or something like that, or their relationship or connection was secret. This feels like a secret connection, a love affair, a secret relationship, something that's not necessarily happening publicly where everybody can see, and then somebody kind of being bitter or angry about it. That may be what this person did to you. And maybe they feel like if they make it official, you won't be angry at them anymore. Or maybe they want to, I don't know, apologize for whatever that was. But I don't like the 9 of Pentacles reversed, because it kind of feels like somebody wants to deplete you of your resources. It's like maybe they want you to be a part of a group because they can't do something on their own and they need your resources, whether it's your ideas, your money, your time, your energy. They need something that you have in order to have a victory in the situation. But would it be a victory for you or would it be a loss for you? Right? If this is a person who had you in a third party situation, now they want to make something official and they want you to be in a relationship with them. It's like, is that really a win if they're not faithful? You know what I mean? Because then now you're not only going to be in a situationship with somebody who's not faithful, but now you're going to be in a committed relationship with somebody who's not faithful, which to me lends that there will be more stress. So this could also be about somebody's family. I was getting this vibe during the reading where somebody could have been working with their family to possibly like reject you or have some type of assistance. Like they asked for help from their family to figure out like ways that they could reject you, or their family played a role in trying to ice you out or like block you from having information or block you from having resources. There's definitely a secret being revealed. And I feel like this is all coming from the fact that you decided to move on from a situation in your life that didn't serve you. I kind of want to, I don't know where them cards are at. They right here. Ooh. We've been in here for an hour, y'all. This is a lot. I kind of want to see who this reading is referring to. Not you guys, but like who this person is. Kind of like asking questions, coming towards you. So Spirit, what's the zodiac sign or signs? Because I'll pick like 3 cards. What are the signs of the person or people coming towards the collective, asking questions? The person who's coming up in this reading as doing research or asking questions or inquiring about the collective. Who is this person? Who could it be? Coming towards the collective, asking questions. Ooh, Sagittarius? Could be an Aquarius, Uranus. I'm going to put that back. Sagittarius came out. Who is this person inquiring about the collective or coming towards them quickly? Taurus? One more card. Who's coming towards the collective quickly like this? Cancer. Okay. Libra's at the bottom and Sun is at the back. So it could be their sun sign. Their sun sign could be... See, look. It might be Aquarius too with Uranus. Isn't Uranus Aquarius? Anyway, it could be a Libra, a Cancer, a Taurus, or a Sag. Libra's at the bottom. Sagittarius came out reversed. So it could be any of those signs. As far as this person coming toward you, trying to get information, asking you questions, inquiring about you, what's going on with you, all this other stuff. Sorry. I want to get one of these. Let me get an advice. We're going to use this little Gemstones Whispers deck to get an advice. Y'all be sure to like the video, you guys. If you want to book a personal reading, be sure to click the description box below. Feel free to check it out. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonates, because I'm not exactly sure what this is. I haven't done a collective reading for a while. And I've done the individual zodiac sign readings, and in the zodiac sign readings for each sign, it kind of felt like there was like a weird clingy energy, like people clinging, not wanting to let go of old cycles and stuff like that. So it kind of feels like it fits. Just avoid drama. If anybody's on any type of nonsense, drama, hoopla, tomfoolery, bullshit, your spirit team is telling you to avoid, especially verbally, with the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords being the main advice cards. They want you to avoid any type of verbal confrontations, conflicts, disruptions, disagreements. Don't be just out here arguing with people. Fuck these people, okay? If somebody is trying to argue with you, you ain't gotta save face. You don't have to defend who you are. You know who the fuck you are. Walk away from these people. What's the advice? Meteorite. Ooh, unexpected. What is this? What is this? The finest of pleasures are always the unexpected ones. So yeah, so that's what I feel with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands. Like there's some type of shift that's leading you towards a victory or some type of success. And it could be something unexpected. Malachite, judgment. Reserving judgments is a matter of infinite hope. Yeah. Reserving judgment. So don't judge other people. You know, we all trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out. So don't be hard on yourself and try not to judge others. Amazonite says truth. But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. So if somebody refuses to get to the truth with you, or somebody refuses to tell you the truth, because the Ace of Swords is here. Somebody could be telling you the truth about like not including you. This could even be platonic, like friends. You could have some friends that kind of like betrayed you or didn't include you in something. It's like whatever. I don't know what the situation is specifically for each of you, but I said what I said. And it kind of feels like this card, along with the meteorite, okay, don't judge, but these two cards together feel like there's some type of unexpected truth that you guys are going to receive about someone. There's a truth coming out that you didn't know about. This could be even the truth being revealed about who you are, your talents, your gifts, your skills, your abilities. And again, people are observing this because there's definitely an energy of somebody who's watching. Okay. Sagittarius, Taurus, and Cancer, possibly Libra. Maybe even Leo because of the Sun card, and then Aquarius because Uranus came out. Uranus. Okay? But yeah, I feel like your spirit team wants you to know that you may have a surprise in the near future. And it could be hurtful because it could be some type of hidden truth that you weren't aware of. But it's better to know the truth. It's like they're preparing you to where it's better to know the truth about a situation than to still be in this delusional, illusionary state of the lies. You want to know the truth so that you know where you stand. And I feel like Spirit is trying to give you that truth so that you can stand firm and your foundation can be firm so that later on when things get rocky, if things get rocky, kind of the way I explained it with like finding out your purpose, then you know who's actually an ally and who might be an enemy. Right? Because if you're optimistic and you're trying to figure out what you're meant to do, and then you figure it out and there's a bit of, catch-22 vibe with it, like you do something great, you may be very successful, you may have a lot of good things going for you, but that success, Six of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, could lead to you kind of like being in a situation where you can't really trust people. You don't know if they're around you for, material gain, or because they want to get clout, or because whatever reason or ulterior motives that they have. That could be the caveat that comes with your gifts and what you're meant to do. So as it all ties in, because I know I'm going in a circle, but I really want you guys to understand this because I feel like it's important. Once it all ties together, you're going to understand that only you are going to be able to do whatever this is that spirit wants you to do. It's unique. It's who you are. And there may be some bullshit that comes with it, but you will be better off and happier if you know the truth of who and what you're dealing with, so that you're not blindsided. Okay? And I think that's what that's about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it helped you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to book your reading, that information is below. And if you want to donate, it is very helpful to do so through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. I really appreciate it, you guys. If you can donate, please do so, because it really helps out the channel with all the things that we have here, whether it's candles, sage, Palo Santo, cards, things like that. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Don't be getting into it with nobody. Okay? Because that's another advice. Don't get into it with nobody. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.